Hello everyone, my name is Paul Taylor and I'll be discussing the Cape Town water crisis that occurred in South Africa and what we can learn from the situation. Cape Town is climatically similar to Perth in Western Australia when reviewing water patterns. Both locations have had drought conditions for extended periods of time and handled the scenario differently, which just allows us to draw comparisons. Increasing water supplies in the Cape Town region has been an ongoing political issue for years. In the early 2000s, hydrologists, or simply put, those who study the properties of water and its distribution, provided professional advice that wasn't acted upon by the Cape Town water and sanitation departments. The lack of response to the hydrologist's advice was primarily due to political unwillingness and general tiredness within the Cape Town administration. The city relied too heavily on the same main water sources it had always used and didn't diversify their water sources or alter management methods until they were already heavily depleted. Restrictions were implemented and enforced by monetary fines, but even with restrictions and fines in place, the population didn't change their water usage habits enough. The dam that services a large amount of Cape Town, the Waterskloof, was at 17.5% capacity in 2017, down from 53.9% just 2 years before. This situation was hastily affected by implementing changes to Cape Town's water sourcing methodologies. Instead of relying on the Waterskloof as heavily as the Water and Sanitation Department had, water was imported to remove the immediate drinking water problems. Hydrologist drafted plans from 2009 were implemented. These changes focused on the management of groundwater, reusing water, and the use of surface water. Multiple sectors were affected by the city's failure to account for water shortages. Direct and indirect cost industries such as tourism, agriculture, and production are thought to have been greater than $181 million US. So while the crisis was averted eventually, the costs to the city were substantial and could have been mitigated if the 2009 plans had been utilised and action had been taken sooner. In comparing Perth to Cape Town, Perth, along with other Australian cities, has had lower rainfall and been going through drought conditions. However, the culture within Perth is that we are water-wise and have been educated from a young age by groups such as the Water Corporation of Perth to respect water usage. Perth can learn from how the Cape Town situation was handled, but not because we're in a position to fault water solution crises in the same way. But Cape Town didn't implement plans. Perth did to use groundwater, dams, and rainwater that would contribute to reserves. Future-proofing the water supplies has been crucial to the People and Water Corporation of Western Australia, which has developed water allocation plans, rural access plans, and land plans. These impact the way we access our water and how our society will utilise water in the future. So, how should we proceed from here? Given that Perth has avoided a similar fate to that of Cape Town by future-proofing infrastructure and getting the public in general on side with water-wise practices through years of campaigning, it seems Perth has fared relatively well. However, due to the nature of water recycling, there is a lot of energy consumption used to process secure and clean water solutions. Utilising shared service sites, such as water treatment sites that produce methane gases as a byproduct, will create more energy-efficient water solutions in the future through symbiotic processes. This could reduce the energy required to operate during peak water use and energy-intense periods.